a little of your wisdom, a lot of your grace, and a lot of your patience. We thank you for the food that's provided to us today. We ask that you bless the hands that brought it and prepared it. We ask that you keep us safe as you did bringing us here. Keep us safe on our way home. We pray all these things in your name. Amen.
Lunch. Lunch ready back there?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
It's right when you go over the border, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm over there. I don't have my key.
Something told me to take it with me.
Yeah?
I'm serious. 45 tank base.
$45 tank base of USS VI.
Oh, okay.
Right across the bay. But it was double M.
The rest of us, what the hell is that? No, but it was just the fact that, 123.
So before I pay this, I'll get with Hal, and if I have to pay it, I'll let you know.
I started everything a half hour early. I apologize. It should have been doors open at 11, lunch at 11:30, and start the meeting at 12, but I'm going to start at 15 minutes early. Please stand, and we're going to pay honors to the colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated, please.
We dedicate the meeting to our brothers still on eternal patrol, to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in the pursuit of their duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice may be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments, and to pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution.
I'd like to introduce some guests we have with us. Deb and Chip Bombard.
Please stand up.
Please stand up. Lisa Bombard, Al Stratton, Daryl Ming, Denise Strand, Dave Strand, Jim and Jennifer Culler, and Jim Chester. Welcome, everybody. The Strand has a presentation for the group.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you?
Right here.
Oh. I've only been with the base for a year, and unless I talk to you for a half hour, I can't put a name with a face. I apologize. I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's fine. As you know, my dad passed away. Bear with me, guys. A couple weeks ago. And I bought him this plaque. And I want to donate it. Well, my family wants to donate this to the base. in his honor with a $200 donation from the Strand family and the Color family.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I can put that, I'll put that there.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
We're just gonna get a picture of my family.
Sure, that's fine. You want to hold?
No, I'd like you to stay right there.
Okay.
Okay. Come on up, please.
Family, come up, please.
You know what, we could just shoot it this way if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Just,
Just right
yeah,
there.
just come over here and stand, just leave an opening. Yep, there we go. Yeah, thank you. Where's Jimmy?
Right there.
Okay. All right.
Just squeeze them.
Stand
Do you
behind
want me
them.
to come
Yeah.
over there?
Well, we don't want to block the
You
command.
can-
Here, we'll move down a little, how's that? There we go.
Good-looking crew.
That's my
Undetected-
job.
Undetected crime.
Sign them up.
Faster flash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it.
I'll tell you, that's the toughest day of my life, Mom and Dad passing. I can understand.
Well, he loved this base.
Yeah.
He loved it.
I have one other guest, Jim Chester, new member. Stand up, identify yourself.
Tell us your name and what boat you were on.
My name is Jim Chester, and
No
I'm
lie. No
I'm a
lie.
tin can sailor. We spent a lot of time looking for you guys. I was on the USS Rich, DD-820, built in 1946. It was the old style. It was Gearing class long haul. We spent most of our time in the Atlantic. I was home ported in Norfolk, Virginia. Dogs and sailors keep off the grass. And I was talking to the guys, and they were in the North Atlantic in the wintertime. I've been there. I was also there in the summertime, and it's as smooth as glass in the summertime, and as you know how it is in the winter. That's about it. I spent 6 years, 4 years active duty on the same ship. Went to Vietnam, went to North Atlantic, went to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and a lot of other places. When I joined the Navy, they told me I'd see the world. What they didn't tell me is that 3/4 of the world is covered by water.
Thank you. One more?
We have one more, new member.
Bob done? D-U-N-N, he's done?
I've been done all my life. Excuse me. I was on the USS Lake Pond, SSN 661. If you've read the book Blind Man's Bluff, you probably read about the Lake Pond in chapter 6. She was a pretty famous boat. She did a lot of crazy things. I picked her up after she had followed the Yankees. She followed the Prussian Yankee sub, I think around 69. I picked her up in the yards in 71. I rode her till 74. We did some crazy things over in the Mediterranean. Some of you guys are probably over there too during the Yom Kippur War of 73. The short Yom, it kind of reminds me of what's going on over there now. There's probably a lot of submarines in the Mediterranean right now doing some crazy stuff. And then when I got out of the Navy, I did the 7 years, got off the Lake Pond in 74, and then I went to the civilian nuclear business and traveled around. I was starting up nuclear power plants until 3 Mile Island happened. Then they stopped building them, so then I got into the outage management, and I did that up to, I had a pretty good gig going all the way up until about 2020. I'd do outages, I did 2 outages a year. When they shut down the civilian nuclear plants, they do a lot of extra maintenance that they couldn't do when they're running. So they would bring in pipe fitters, electricians, millwrights, and union guys, and then I would go in and I'd kind of supervise those guys and manage those guys. Somebody said I'd maybe tell a sea story. I got a couple, I don't want to bore you. One of my favorite ones is when I got out of, just recently, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, we decided to take a field trip over to Kings Bay. Now that's where all the boomers are now. They used to be in Holy Lock. And we couldn't get on the base, but they told me that if I went down the road and went by the other entrance to the base, I'd hit a place called St. Mary's Submarine Museum. I don't know if anybody's been there, but it's a nice place to go. And as we were driving by the second gate, I seen the sail of the Bancroft. She's the 643 boat. And I slammed on the brakes, and my girlfriend says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I got to get a picture of that sail." And she said, "Well, we have your sail." She said, "We just went down and seen your sail in Missouri." I said, "No, I got to get it back." I said, "I'll tell you the story later." So I went over to the guide. He said, "Yeah, you can take a picture. Just make sure you're aiming your camera out towards the street, not towards the gate." Well, the story is, when I picked up the lake pond in '71, we were in the shipyard in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And while we were there, I don't know if people remember Jean Dixon, I think her name was, or Jean Nixon. She was a psychic. She predicted that Kennedy would get shot. She predicted that Martin Luther King get shot, you know. And she said there's a submarine right now going through overhaul in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And when it goes out on sea trials, it's going to sink, just like the Treasure. And its hull numbers add up to 13. Well, I was on the 661, hull number 13. Well, the George Bancroft was the 643. She was also in the yard, and of course her hull numbers added up to 13. Well, she went out on sea trials before us, and of course nothing happened to her, right? So now we're getting ready to go out, and we're thinking, well, this Jean Dixon, right? So we're out there, and this is the first time I've ever been on a submarine myself, you know. And you know, we're going down, and as we kept going down in depth till we hit test depth, we'd stop at about every 100 feet, and the old man would tell us to look for leaks. We finally got to test depth. And he said, look for leaks. And he said, look real good. He says, 'cause remember what Jean Dixon, she said. He says, I want to make it back up to the surface. So that was kind of cool. And then what about making it up to the surface? While I was on the boat, we were out on patrol, and all of a sudden, I had just got off watch. I was the engineering watch supervisor. I just got off watch, just got in my rack, and I hear flooding in the engine room, flooding in the engine room. This is not a drill, this is not a drill. So I grabbed, put on my poopy suit, started to climb the ladder because I had to get back to the engine room because I was the off-going engineer watch supervisor. And we had enough bubble, but we weren't emergency blowing. So I knew we were probably okay, you know. Well, come to find out, the lower-level engine room watch, he had made his tour when he took over the watch. And then after the first hour, he went back again, and there was water coming up over the deck plates. Well, it was a relief valve that had lifted on one of the lube oil coolers, and it was causing the bilge to fill. But he got scared, and he reported flooding. So I'll never forget, we had the critique afterwards, and the old man, Jerry Green, he took over for Whitey Mack. Jerry Green got us all in there, and he looked at Junta, and he said, Junta, he said, I know you were worried. He said, I know you wanted to put the boat in a safe condition. He says, but I'm going to tell you, there's a big difference between a leak and a flood. He said, you'll find a leak. A flood will find you. That's something I always teach. When I'm in the nuclear business, I was teaching guys that. So I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
We have one more guest. I can't see her from here. I don't think. Is Shay here? Oh, I'm sorry, standing up. Shay is from the College of Health Sciences School of Dental Hygiene Clinic. You want to speak, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shyla Kilpatrick. I am in the Air Force. I'm active duty, serving. I'm going to hit my 11 years in May. I'm currently a full-time student through the Air Force Scholarship Dental Hygiene affiliation. So I'm a full-time student. When I'm not in school, I'm going to be reporting to MacDill to treat patients. So I'm a dental assistant, and been in I've only been 3 bases. Vance Air Force Base, and then I went to Fort Sam Houston to be a dental assistant instructor, and now I'm here as a dental hygiene student, so it's a little bit elevated from the dental assistant. I'm here today because I do need patient as part of the requirements to pass our semester, this semester, and the future semesters. So we do need patients. For the services that we offer is dental exam, x-ray, cleaning, and if needed, you know, we do provide sealants as well and fluoride treatments. With that, if you are a veteran, it's gonna be free. You just have to present proof of identification that you are a veteran. And for non-military or veteran, it's gonna be $45. So that's gonna be the whole service. Now, it takes a little bit longer because it's a training environment. So we do get checked at a certain point throughout the services and also throughout the appointment. And it depends on what you have. It might take a little, 2 to 3 appointments, but that covers pretty much the $45. This February month, since this is the National Children's Dental Health Month, the kids 5 years old and up, it does, we do offer the $5 instead of the $30 and $45. So that's just for the February month. If you're interested, I do have flyers right here, and then I do give Commander flyers too and business card. And when you call, just say request an appointment with Shy, and then so I can see you. I've been cleaning teeth since 2015 through the Air Force. It's just this particular training, it's more extensive, and there's a lot, there's a lot that we have to learn. Oh, so this is at St. Petersburg College. If you know where the Walmart 66, corner of 66th Street and Park Boulevard, that's where the clinic is.
It's right down the street.
Yes, it's like 5 minutes away from here. So, and if you have any question, you are more than welcome to call that phone number in on this business card, and also the flyers has a phone number in there. If you have any questions, you can call and then ask questions. All right? You guys have any questions for me though? No? Awesome.
Thank you. Service. Thank you for your service.
Fellow Air Force. Woohoo!
Bad choice.
Don't fly, boy.
Okay, we want to recognize the past commanders who are here today. Bob Summer, who's just been replaced and has been past commander for a number of years. John Raines. Tom Jonan. There he is. And Bob Bachman. All right, thank you.
Anyone know of anybody on the medical list? We know that Mr. Harris is still on the medical list and recovering. Anybody have a person?
Our membership chairman?
Our membership chairman, he called me and said he wouldn't be here. He's had surgery again. He said he was going to make every effort to make the February meeting. And I said, you're excused.
Yeah, we got a text message just a little bit ago that Al Almack was not feeling good, went to the hospital and tested positive for COVID, so he's not here either. Joel, did you have somebody?
I got a text from Dave Harris yesterday. He's in hospital up in Bayonet Point. He said he would be there probably 10 more days. And he's asking for everyone's prayer.
Okay, thanks.
Did we set up total?
Anderson.
A real cob too. I was a cob on the puffer. There is a point of no return where ships may ride at anchor for little space, and then some Starless night, the cable slips, leaving only an eddy at the mooring place. Gulls veer no longer. Sailors, rest your oars. No tangled wreckage will be washed ashore. Lord, our departed shipmates with dolphins on their chest are a part of an outfit known as the best. You'll find out without a doubt they were the best of all the land. Let them now know that who survive will always keep their memories alive.
Stand.
I got it.
USS S-36, SS 141, 01-20-1942. USS S-26, SS 131, 1/24/1942. USS Argonaut, SS 166, 1/10/1943. USS Scorpion, SS 278, January 5th, 1944. USS Swordfish, SS 193, January 12, 1945.
One more for our shipmates on patrol. Thank you.
Okay, our lunch next week will be
Next month.
next month. I'm
I can
sorry.
make next month. I
Yeah,
can make
next
next
month
Saturday.
will be Sergio.
And Bella?
Yes, he and his wife. So they could not come. They did not feel good today. So I took over. Hope it was okay for everybody.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I also want to talk just a little bit, pass this around. John Raines went to the thrift store and lo and behold found a 3 CD audio book. 5 CD, right, audiobook. Right here. And we're going to pass it around for whoever wants to listen to it. It's about Escape from the Deep. And you can take a look at the little thing I passed out. You can buy this on Amazon. This is the USS Tang story. It is incredibly detailed. It is hair-raising. And as John pointed out, about the third disc of the CD audiobook, he was crying. And it's absolutely fabulous. So it's on Amazon. This is the Tang. This is us. The new Tang is coming. So I highly recommend this. This is a great book. I also wanted to point out that we got 150 new USS Tang SSN 805 hats, and our storekeeper has them ready for sale. I see you got one, yeah. My neighbors have loved it, and so I've given some away. I've sold some, and they're $20, just flat $20. And oh, there's another one! Yay! I highly encourage, get yourself a hat. The new USS Tang.
Thank you, Bob.
Adding one thing about the CD book. CDs are amazing, and it starts sometime at the permission to a full year after the survivors went to Japanese prison camps, and they were detected to be the ones that were sinking on the ships. So they weren't treated very well. They were considered war crimes because they got caught just after sinking several of the ships and were taken to the prison camps one after another and treated the worst of the worst.
Also, this is the 2024 calendar. It has some great stuff about World War II submarines, and we have quite a few left over there from the storekeeper. So I highly recommend buying this and look through it. It has some incredible stuff and pictures as well. So this is a great calendar.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
Commander's report. I'd like to introduce Past Commander Bachman. He is would like to address the group, please.
All right. By the way, I was on the Bancroft, and that woman scared the shit out of my wife. For whole patrol. All right? Anyway, as most of you know, I am the ambassador for USSCF. That's a charitable foundation for this base. And recently, the vice president and executive director has decided to step down. So they asked me to backfill and step up, and which I did. And so now I'm looking for someone to replace me as the ambassador for the Tang base. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I just want to let you know that there are 6 funds that equate for the charitable foundation. It's the Brotherhood Fund, Scholarship Fund, Memorial Fund, Caps for Kids, the Museum Fund, and the Library Fund. The interesting thing about the Library Fund is that we're looking to move the library, which is in Arkansas, down to Florida. So it'll be nearby once we get that completed. It's still in the planning stage. And what's interesting about that is that you really can't get to the library right now. It's on a barge. Okay, so we're going to make it so you can get to the library, take things out, return things, bring things, and they're welcome. And it'll be part of a bigger museum, all about submarines. Okay, to get the city, but it's down south from here. The Brotherhood Fund is, as well as many of the other funds, are all based on donations. So the entire charitable fund is backfilled through donations from people outside our organizations as well as within our organizations. You know, $5 a month is not a lot of money, but it adds up to $60 a year, and it helps out for other people. And if you go to the website, ussvcf.org, you'll see how to do that there. But anyway, we were very big in the recent disasters down in Florida during the hurricane. We helped quite a few people down there, quite a few sub-sailors down there that were really seriously hurt by the disaster. And with the Caps for Kids coming back online because of the reduction in COVID, that's really going to help. Scholarships has been extended to include vocational, so it's not just college for your grandchildren and children. So in addition to that, now you can apply, and it's every year. You apply every year. It's not like you're one and done, okay? So you can get a scholarship every year while they're in school. And I know of quite a few kids who benefited from that.
If I make just one comment, I'm Dennis Gordon from COD base is my home base, but I have a friend in Toledo base that between his children and his grandchildren they have gotten scholarships over $15,000 from USSVI. And so you have grandchildren, and don't forget them as looking for scholarships, because, and they don't just give these, you know, $200 or $300 scholarships. They get some really good ones. So
Yeah, it's a good deal. All right, and again, it's all through donations. So anyway, back to the ambassador. You know, basically, the ambassador is the liaison between the base and USS VCF. So if someone within the base needs help, whether it be, could be financial. We're not doctors, so we can't help you medically, but we can help you with finances if you get hung up. One example is a gentleman who lived in Florida, doesn't anymore, lives in Texas now, but his wife was in Texas being operated on, and the Brotherhood Fund paid for his travel back and forth so that he can be with his wife. Those are the kind of things that we do, okay? But anyway, as far as the ambassador, it's not a lot of work. All right, don't look at it like a lot of work. You are just a liaison between USS VCF. So you would, someone approached you and they needed help from one of the funds, and you would then reach out to the fund manager, and then the fund manager takes over. Okay, the fund manager basically would intercede and work with that individual. So you're acting as an ambassador to help that person connect with the right people. Okay, so that's about it. So if you like to become an ambassador, you have to pass, go through the qual card test. Yes, it's qual card. We call it that, but it's really a 2-pager. And you're basically looking at the website and answering questions. So it's just educating you on who the fund managers are and who's the president, vice president, et cetera, and what the organization's all about. So I'm hoping that somebody within here, or maybe after the minutes are published, would like to step up and do that job. Again, thank you very much for listening. And thank you for that story, because that was old.
Just make a quick comment for you. On the Tang Base website, Tang Base 10 Bay website, there is a tab for USSVCF, and all the information's on there. Bob's contact information is on there, so feel free to go there if you'd like to read about it and learn more about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Two items that the district commander sent, one that he wouldn't be here, and he's not. Two is that at one of the board meetings or the jamborees, whatever you call them, our membership in the USSVI increased last year. We're now at 12,124 members, and we're always looking for more. And about 4 months ago, I spoke to district commander and I said, how come in this manual publication, there are always boats that don't get sponsorships? I said, why can't we make it a 2-part operation? Give the members until June to support a boat or groups or bases. And if you still have boats that aren't getting 4 copies of this, have the national spend the money and just send it, and then start over the next January. It got voted down, but they didn't have any problem voting $35,000 a year for the manager of the new sub-vets base in New London, USSVI, which will be completed about 2 months from now, after they figure out who's going to truck everything from Silverdale to New London. That's about all I have under my report. Under new or old business, we'll cover the items I put in the monthly newsletter. Thank you for your attention. like to hear from. Pardon? I was told by our membership, Rick Geiser, that we have a new Holland member this month, but since he's not here and doesn't have the material, we're going to have a second one in February, so we'll have 2 new Holland Club members. And for those of you who don't know, the Holland Club, the yellow hat, that's 50 years qualified in submarines. You have to be a member for USSVI for at least 5 years and in good standing with your local base. And then just give us the money and we'll send you a hat. Secretary back there in the corner. Any correspondence in or out? Large gifts?
I have no correspondence in or out, no other report except thank you, Bill, for bringing me the secretary materials from your father. Yep, I am standing up right now.
Chief of the boat, do we have a report? No report? Historian.
Yo.
Report.
You don't want the treasurer first?
Huh?
You don't want the treasurer first?
No, I'm a little
He's
surprised.
skipping me.
He's still counting money.
Up front for display, and I've shared some of it already with a number of you, is some memorabilia that comes from the World War I era. And so pictures here of what New London base looked like when it was created. Also, the original CPO club in New London, 1908. You guys didn't make that. There's also pictures of a submarine called the D2. It was in New London at the dock. They inadvertently flooded it and it sunk at the dock. And it took them about 4 or 5 months later, but the crew did it to bring her back to service. And here's a picture of the crew. It reminds me of many of you guys. Also, I'm headed towards the Sea Dragon class. This is a photograph of the Sea Dragon boats that were, the skate class boats that were out in Pearl in the 1960s, one of which includes a picture of the propellers through the periscope of an aircraft carrier as they were under the aircraft carrier and then backlit accordingly. For many of you boomer guys, prior to that was something called Regulus. And they had, what, four boats in Hawaii that were capable of firing the missiles. So here's a test shot as well. And then also a picture of surfaced some skate cast boats. I'd like to, however, read what 2 of the nukes did. On the 2nd of August, 1962, was the Sea Dragon from Hawaii and the Skate from New London.
Under the pack.
Under the pack. These are excerpts from letters written to my stepfather, who was ComSub PAC at the time, to Admiral Benson. The officers and men of Sea Dragon and Skate send their respects and sincere wishes from the North Pole. This letter commemorates today's first rendezvous between 2 ships at the pole. Our 2 submarines surfaced in the common Palena? How do you pronounce it? Near the pole after each had passed directly beneath. Once again, the unique ability of nuclear submarines to operate as true submersibles, free of surface detection, has been demonstrated. Surely no tribute to the reliability of our ships, particularly their reactor propulsion, navigation, and sonar systems, could surpass that implied by our presence beneath miles of ice. In the near future, Skate and Sea Dragon will meet with the Navy icebreaker Burton Island for tests and exercises. We're going to head to Seattle and then to Hawaii, and Skate will return to New London from the commanding officer. Further, a second letter from CO Sea Dragon continues. This is an exciting and challenging operation. The feeling we had in joining up with Skate is hard to describe. Each ship steamed hundreds of miles independently under the ice and then met at the exact point at the exact time. It sounds easy enough on paper, but there are an awful lot of ifs in between. Coming up in a small Polinias, if I got it right, is an exciting experience, even when you're by yourself. The second time Skate and Sea Dragon attempted to join, surfacing, Skate was up and I was moving into position to start up. I shot a smoke from both forward and aft to check our relative positions and was credited with the first known smoke straddle at the top of the Arctic. Feelings aboard Skate were mixed. We thought it was hilarious since we, of course, knew our depth. Very truly yours, Commanding Officer, CD Summit.
Thank you.
Special time. Thank you.
Sure. We'll hear from the from the treasurer.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize, I'm going to be a little bit long-winded this time due to the fact I'm giving from October until the end of December. So please bear with me. October 1st, opening balance of $5,967.43. Income, we had $210 for base dues. We had $240 for national dues, a total of $450 for dues. Donations, base special fund, $93. Newsletter booster, $100. Kids, the caps for kids, $20. The Tang base model storage was $150 donation for a total of $363. We had $138.75 for ship store sales. Raffle and fundraising for QVC, we had $51. Split the pot was $152. Total was $203. Other income we had for that month was Christmas party, $480. Picnic was $440. Total income there was $920. Total income was $2,074.75. Expenses, we had the tank base model and trailer storage of $361, national dues of $120, lunch was $880.96. Bank fee for new checks was $60.53. Ships store from national, $266.42, for a total expenditure of $1,696.91. We had a closing balance of $6,345.27 for a difference of $377.84. As of November 1st, we had opening balance of $6,345.27. Base dues, $120 was income. National dues, $120, for a total income for dues of $240. Donations, we had $25 in special funds. We had newsletter booster for $200. We had caps for kids of $5. Christmas donation of $100, for a total donation of $330. Raffles and fundraising, QVC, we did not have any raffles that month, so we had zero income on that. Other income, Christmas party, we had $40. We also had memorial service uncleared check, which means that the money was put back into the account of $150 for a total of $190. Total income was $760. Tang base, model, and storage we no longer have because one of the members is actually allowing us to store that trailer in his property. National dues, we had to pay $120. We had donations at the National for $1,800. Donations not for National was $1,320 for a total expenditure of $3,240 for a closing balance of $3,865.27. And if your math is quick, you're going to notice that that was a negative difference of $2,480. December 1st, opening balance, $3,865.27. Income was base dues of $225, national dues $180, for a total dues of $405. Donations, we had a special donation for $852.65. The newsletter booster was $105 for total donations of $957.65. We earned $30 from the ship's store. For split the pot was $98 for a total income for raffles of $98. Christmas party, we brought in $540 and for a total income of $540 there. Total income with all of them combined is $2,030.65. Expenses, e-board meeting, $48.14. National dues, $270. Newsletter, $246.89. Stamps, $21.96. Kids for caps for kids, $120. Model repair was $40. Christmas lunch was $1,388.13. Parade surprise was $249.04. Meeting supplies, $106.63 for a total expenditure of $2,490.79. Closing balance is $3,405.13 for a difference of negative $460.14. And last one, I promise, is the beginning balance. This is for the entire year of it. So the beginning balance of it was $5,473.95. Base dues was $1,530. National dues, $1,200. Donations received is $7,921.34. Revenues was $2,360. Revenues for raffles and others is $1,725.75 for a total money in of $14,737.09. Money out, dues paid to National, $1,170. Payments to charitable foundations, $700. Payments to both sponsorships that we talked about earlier, $120. Other amounts paid to other bases, $465. Donations made to US, that did not include USSVI, anything like that is $2,550. Base memorial expense is $458.09. Base operating expense was $5,470.92. Base meeting expenses, $2,952.25. Expenses for events, $1,637.17. Expenses for fundraising was $1,147.98. Other expenses were $157.50 for a total money out of $16,805.91 for a difference of a negative $2,068.82 with the ending balance of $3,405.13. And this was signed by Al and by Michael as the information we have sent to National. And I'm done.
Do I hear a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read?
Actually, speaking of audit, one is being done as we speak.
I've been asked as a retired CPA to do that, and he's just read it correctly. Would you like a repeat?
Yes.
Sounds like our funds are declining. Do we need to take some action to restore some higher level, or is there a point where we can't function as we should? Or
One of the items that we're going to have on the executive board meeting after this meeting is fundraising.
I would also like to point out that a bunch of expense that we had related to storage of the model and trailer, that we no longer have that expense, thanks to Tom Donan for donating his garage for our.
If you do a quick math on that, you see that by Tom doing what he's doing, that it's gonna save us about $4,000 a year.
Yep.
Or more, because that storage unit, every 6 months or so, was increasing. When we first started, we were like $157 for storage. Every 61.
The next time, the next amount was going to be in the 400s that it was going to cost us. So thank you, Tom, for your generosity.
Do I hear a motion to?
Also, if
Do I hear?
helped in repair of the model, it had to have a adjustment to the top.
Do I hear a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Motion passes. Thank you.
Excuse me,
You got
last item,
Got it.
when the vote was moved.
All in favor of the treasurer's report, so signify by raising your right hand.
Right.
Which one's my right?
Go ahead, Ray.
You're the right.
The,
Motion
basic
passes.
items in the warehouse where it was stored, these were magnetic signs that you put on a car that said Tang base. Does anyone happen to know what happened to them? They just weren't there after the move.
They're not underneath the sub?
No.
Inside the cabin?
Yeah, we checked everything. So, they'll turn up eventually, I'm sure.
Kids next, storekeeper, and then old biz. Caps for kids? Caps for kids have a report?
Talking about storage for this.
Nothing to report at this time. I've been trying to get in touch with Wiki Wachi Base to get into Tampa General. And I'm not sure what happened to George Seeley up there, but I haven't been able to reach him.
I could find out where they
As soon as I can get in touch with someone up there, I'll send you a
lot easier.
message.
Webmaster, anything new?
I don't have anything new to report other than if you could stop by the website and send me some critiques, it'd be greatly appreciated. Trying to get it as user-friendly as possible, but I'm doing it for me. So I'm thinking it's good for you. So if you get a chance, if you could just swing by, take a look, give me feedback. Is it easy to navigate? Is it legible? Whatever.
Can the feedback be sent right in the site, or we need to?
You can send it right.
email
You can send it right in the site. Yep. It'll send it directly to me. Thank you.
I also want to say a big thank you to Bill Strand Jr. For what he's done in the past, but he called me and he said his dad spoke to him and he should stick around at Tang Base, help us out. And he's an Air Force guy, but an associate member of this base, and we are so pleased to have you as a part of our membership.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
I know him.
I don't charge for my autographs like they do. so.
Billy, Daddy came to me in a dream the other night too. He wanted me to have his wallet.
You'll have to fight Deb for that.
8 to 5.
If you didn't notice, my brother's the clown in the family, just saying, comedian.
Anything under old business? Anybody? Old business, funny business, old business?
Funny business?
Pardon me?
Funny business?
Chair recognizes.
No.
New business. Anybody have anything to bring to the staff's attention?
Okay, we're here today in the fourth Saturday. I didn't realize it was starting as late as it was, so I got here at 9:30. While I was sitting next door, the lady come by and she was talking to us, the lady up front there. And she said the only day now that is open is the third Saturday again.
Oh, shit.
And that the fourth Saturday has been designated as their e-board meeting. So we may have to get in touch with them again to see what do they really want to do.
God, this never ends, does it?
Nope.
I'm not sure I take that at face value. The person that's going to decide that is going to be Lynn and the base and the post command.
She said we contact them.
Yeah. And Lynn's comment was that every fourth Saturday, they do have their meeting, but as you saw this morning, they were finished and out by 10:30. So that should suffice for us to be able to get in, especially if it allows us to have a meeting without interruption and be able to go into the afternoon and do it consistently every month.
I will get with Lynn and see what needs.
Yeah, she's.
Start time of the meeting, was 10:30 or 11? Still 11 though, right?
Thank you.
Gray hair.
You didn't hear my disclaimer. I was so excited I started a half hour early.
I know.
Any other old business?
Joel?
Joel?
You had asked about new business. Memorial service for our brother Bill Strand week before last. My wife went with me to the memorial service, and after we left, she started talking about the service, and the one thing that stood out to her was the fact that there was no flowers there from Tang Base. I would like to get that on the agenda for our next e-board meeting to discuss possibly starting a flower fund for just these types of occasions. I think it would be great support for the families involved. And also for the brothers that are there for the memorial services or the funerals. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. He's coming back. I'd like to extend my apologies to the Strand family for no flowers. The other two bases I was base commander of, we had a flower fund, and I didn't know we didn't have one. So, honest truth, I apologize.
No, no worries. I think this is a good opportunity for us to create one going forward and make sure we provide those to future families. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything for the good of the order? Sea stories, fairy tales?
We moved the bowling to Tuesday, okay? Because Wednesday there is a plethora of people there bowling, and we were kicked out a few times. So anyway, we bowl on Tuesday, Manolings, 10:30, right? And the guys that bowl are here. So if you have any questions, you can ask one of us. All right, we have a good time, we have a lot of fun, and you know, just the game is break 100.
You set a better goal.
That's what we try to do anyway.
Keep the balls out of the alley.
Where you shooting up there?
Yeah.
Or something else?
Got it?
Yeah,
Got it?
go ahead.
What?
I would just like to put in a plug, it was in the newsletter, but the National Convention site, which is in Cleveland at COD Base this August, is now live. Cleveland in August is not a bad place to be. They've already arranged for, of course, the star is going to be the COD, but there's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right next door. There's the National Football League Hall of Fame is there, and the Christmas house. You know, Ralphie with the shoot your eye out with BB gun. That's also in Cleveland, but they're putting a lot of things together. The Cleveland Visitors Bureau has been very, very cooperative, and they've got a really good rate of $109 at a really nice hotel. So again, Cleveland in August, there's a lot going on. I encourage anybody to go there.
It's no longer the mistake on the lake, I can vouch for that.
Yeah, the river hasn't caught fire for a long time.
I've been to Cleveland and been to the COD display. It is excellent, excellent. And I was born in Youngstown, Ohio, so I've spent some time in Cleveland occasion. And Cleveland is very underrated for things to do. Very underrated. A lot of good attractions.
Oh yeah, the Indians are playing Texas.
There is no such thing as the Indians.
Yes, they are. They're still playing the Jake. I don't care what they're playing. But the COD is the best preserved World War II submarine. You never cut any holes in it. You have to climb down a ladder just like you did when it left New London in 1943. Also, when the Stingray, a similar boat, was decommissioned, the COD acquired 2 of the main engines out of it. And they're in a warehouse someplace. They have cannibalized them, and 3 of the COD's 4 main engines run, and they run them periodically, and I'm sure they will. Also, the 5-inch deck gun on it, they fire it. It's easy to sell in your propane, but it makes a lot of noise and puts out a heck of a flame. So, again, obviously the COD will be the star of the thing, and if you've never been there, it's worth a trip just to visit the COD. So, a lot going on in August. Be there.
I am remiss in the fact that I did not get a motion or second and a confirming vote for the minutes as they appeared in the newsletter. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
May I have a second, please? All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay. In the newsletter in the Commander's Corner, we talk about the new USS Tang SSN 805 and the fact that it's being built, and it's about time that we embrace the creation of a commissioning committee for the new USS Tang. Exactly how we do that, we haven't figured out yet. I've been involved with the USS Idaho, which is 799, for the last 3 years as the commissioning committee there. So I have a pretty good idea of how that all started and evolved. They ended up getting $750,000 donated from various corporations and all kinds of different places to support not only the commissioning, but having the crew come and visit, and some improvements in the crew's mess and that kind of thing. So we pointed out in the Commander's Corner that the new USS Tang, SSN 805, is probably going to be something that we all don't all have to get involved in, but we have to have a plan for how we're going to do all the things that lead up to the commissioning. So that's going to be something that's going to be coming up over the next 3 to 5 months. And I hope you all realize that if you have a friend, especially the president of a company that is really hot on submarines, we need to get that person involved. So it isn't just the people here, it's a lot of other people. For the commissioning committee for the USS Idaho, they had like 4 Air Force people, 4 the governor of the state of Idaho, 4 other people on the state House of Representatives, and so it's a lot of other people that are going to be involved, that can be involved, and that we need to have involved. So put that on your radar, and it's going to be something that we're going to start talking about now, start planning for, and hopefully we can make a really great event out of the USS Tang commissioning to carry on that legend from our original USS Tang.
And just to dovetail on what Bob was saying, my sea daddy lives in Pascagoula, Mississippi. He got out of the Navy and worked in the shipyard, and the last ship he worked on was the Shark, fast attack. And Herb and his merry band of 41 members managed to get the USS Mississippi commissioning in Pascagoula, Mississippi. He involved the Coast Guard, making sure the ship could come up to Pascagoula. He involved the state senators for Mississippi, the governor of Mississippi. One of the guys on the group is a retired admiral, and the admiral started calling in favors with all his classmates of 51 or 53, something like that. It's a big group of people, but it was started with a core of 43. Obviously, Lytton and Ingalls donated money to it. He got money from the state. He got money from corporations. It's not going to be a drag on our wallet to get the Tang to come up to Tampa for the commissioning. That's our ultimate goal, is to get them here. During the commissioning week, the commanding officer's wife rented a big mansion or some kind of hall, and they had a commissioning party there with all the dignitaries and all the business people and all the sailors and all the crew. And the crew found a lodging with all the Tullabee crew members, Teleby-based members. And it was every one of the sub-base, Teleby sub-base, became a plank holder of the Mississippi. It can really bring some pride to our community and some notice to our merry band of submariners here. Thank you.
Okay, so, are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, 50-50. 50-50.
What'd you do with my ticket?
He sold them.
What'd you do
Sold
with
them.
them?
This is ticket number 66.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Ow!
Right.
There it is. 66. Okay.
We need to get a picture.
Okay. $77.
Look up. Look up.
At
least pay for a beer.
Get one more.
Okay, 60 goes back to the club.
Never mind, sorry.
Yeah. Will I recuperate my investment?
QVC.
The QVC. The QVC. All right, as a new member, QVC. All right, here you go. The last four numbers: 5, 6, 4, 6. 5, 6, 4, 6.
There you go.
What is this? He got it!
It's not my fault.
He got it! 5, 6, 4, 6, that's it! Okay, the stuff's back there, you get your pick.
Collusion going.
How in the hell could that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
More than I think you know. I know.
Radio.
A couple of years.
I know nothing.
Okay, so did you else?
That's rum?
Rum?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calypso
Take
Rum.
two, so
Is it
they'll
like
run
Acme
away.
Rum Company?
I have no idea.
One more with my flash of
It's
green.
like Mountain Gay.
Okay, the Rum Man.
Which should be my,
Yes, I bet.
my clothes don't work after that.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the benediction. Chaplain, please.
Father, we lift up thanks to you today for this meeting, for this group of brothers. We ask that you see us home safely. We pray all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next month.